Yes, okay.
Good evening, Father.
Thank you. Sir, can I shoot you? Because of our background. Yes, let me close that.
Just lock the door for 5 minutes. Anybody who doesn't there will not die.
Hello.
Good evening, Father.
Good evening.
I am Mukama Kota, Voice of Nigeria. Please, what solution will you prefer to Nigerians with respect to the border closure?
How does that concern what we are doing?
Because the economy of the country is dwindling the more, and the Christians and the believers are the receiving end. So just provide solutions to them in order to face how to face the challenges.
I am not an economist. I am a priest, so I honestly do not know the economic indices on which to measure the merits or the demerits of the closure of Nigeria, but I don't know whether it's for good or for bad. There are some economic measures that are taken. In the present, they might be biting, but in the future, they can be beneficial. But like I said, I do not have the adequate knowledge to comment and say whether border closure is good or bad. But as a Nigerian, our economy didn't start biting now that the border was closed. The economy has been biting all the while. So whether border is closed or not, the economy has been biting. So it's up to government to make sure that they are doing the right thing. If they are putting in place something that will guarantee the long-time goodness of the economy, fine. If not, but they must know that the economy has been biting all the while, and Nigerians want some improvement and reprieve. But as to tie it down to the border closure, I don't have the adequate knowledge to make that.
Father, regarding to the theme of this conference, what's the relevance of it to Nigeria?
It's very relevant at a time like this, 2 Timothy chapter 3. You know, he warns about the signs of the times, the things that will go wrong, and so for the need for believers to stand their ground and not lose their faith. So this is also not different from the time Timothy was talking about. So, you know, things aren't as they should. It's a time that can be tempting. It's a time that can test somebody's conviction and faith. So at a time like this, believers are called to still remember who they are. Don't lose focus. Hebrews 12 says, look up to Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. They must remain focused, not be distracted, and, you know, remain in alignment with God.
Okay, Reverend, at this point in time, this conference was holding. Obviously, there's a thinking behind what we are doing. At the end of the day, what should the believers be looking forward to at this conference? What are the key things that we should be looking forward to?
First of all, it's a spiritual gathering, so the most important thing is the spiritual impact that the conference should have in their lives. You should be able to make those who are weak strong spiritually, those who are lukewarm to acquire the fire again, those who are set by doubt and fear to develop faith. Those are the things we expect they should grab from this conference. Then other things too, they have come with their needs, their prayers. We hope and expect with faith that God is going to touch them, God is going to grant their heart desires, that God is going to bless them, that God is going to touch those who are in need, heal the sick, you know, bring breakthrough to those who are stuck. So all of those, it's a conference where we expect anything and everything good, spiritually, morally, physically, financially, in every ramification to happen.
What will be your prayer for Nigerians at this particular time?
My prayer for Nigerians is for them to realize that Nigeria cannot be good until Nigerians themselves embrace the challenge, and that you don't even trust the politicians to do the job. That every citizen of Nigeria, first of all, must know what needs to be done, and then to get the politicians to do it. Because as far as I'm concerned right now, Nigeria isn't even on the right track. We have not addressed the fundamentals of nationhood. We are still beating about the bush. Like somebody talked about closing border. Closing border or not closing border isn't even one of the fundamentals of this thing. Nigeria has not addressed the fundamental of our problems and its solutions. So my advice is that Nigerians should wake up, know what should be done, and then hold their politicians to do that.
Reverend, finally from my end, I know that in the course of your homily, you mentioned the fact that Nigeria